Hello, welcome to Adventures with Scripture. I'm Carolyn. This video is not a Bible study. This video is on righteous anger. And when I was initially planning to start a YouTube channel, I never thought I would have to put a trigger warning on anything. But here we are. So, I needed to walk for this one. The weather isn't where I would like it to be, but at least I have sun. I will be talking about the files. I refuse to use his name because he is disgusting. He is a sick, twisted demon. And some of the images I've seen, I can't even describe them, but I can't get them out of my mind. And I know most people are sitting at home going, what do we do? How do we handle this? Well, I have a lot of ideas. So I want to give a trigger warning now that if you don't want to hear certain things, please feel free to shut this off, because this is the hardest video I think I've ever had to make in my life. And I am righteously angry. And the thing about being righteously angry and carrying a righteous anger, that's on the side of God. So, I'm going to get started. So this is the last trigger warning I'm going to give you. Please, if you can't hear some of this, it's okay if you don't watch the video, I understand. Because there are some videos I wish I hadn't watched. But I needed to. Because if we close our eyes to what those survivors and those victims have been through, then everything that has been done to them will just continue, just with someone else. Being this angry that there is nothing, no arrests, the fact that Bondi, you spineless jellyfish demonic piece of garbage, says it would collapse our entire system if we prosecuted everybody on that list. Well, you know what? That's what everyone in the world, not just Americans, everyone in the world wants them prosecuted. You're telling me that there are so many that it would collapse our system? Well, let it fall. Maybe it's time. It's time. Because I cannot and will not allow this. And I will find ways it will come about. Everything has got me so angry. The children. And every now and then I see a post and someone's talking about women. These are not women. These are children. And I don't care if they're 18 and the law says they're an adult. They're still children. And things were done to them that we can't even imagine even seeing it. We're desensitized in some ways. Because it's a teenager. Because she's 18 or 19. Well, some of them weren't. Some of them were infants. And those are the victims. And the reason I'm calling those ones victims is because they're not around anymore. They were taken in the most sickest, demonic way ever. And the ones that made it out, those are the survivors. And the fact that Bondi and this worthless government, and that goes for you too, FBI, you're supposed to set a precedent. You are the worst pile of garbage this earth has ever seen. And I am angry, and I want even you guys hanging. How dare you publish the names of the victims and protect the pedophiles, the sick, twisted, Satan, demonic pedophiles. You should all hang. This is treason. Every one of you should be swinging right now. I am angry, And we are angry. This whole world is angry, and we are done. You think that the ants, the little worker ants, are going to hang out forever? Obviously, you've never seen the movie. We are angry. We want justice. And the thing is, these demonic pieces of crap, I am trying to hold the words that I would like to say, but I'm sure I would end up getting canceled if I did. I am disgusted. And to read one of the emails that talked about a little girl, I'm going to assume by the way things were worded that she was little, probably between 7 and 9, maybe. And that she said that she felt like Jesus was with her, and it was in an email, and protecting her from dying. And that nasty, sadistic demon said to dress up like Jesus. Sick. And what they did to her, she's a victim. She's no longer. I am so angry. This is the sickest, most sadistic thing I've ever heard in my life, and I've heard a lot of stuff. So when I call someone a demon, that is exactly what they are, because there's no way a real human could do that. I am pissed. And I hope everyone follows suit. Something must be done. We cannot stand idly by. And if the system would really crash, because that's how many of them there are, and you all knew, every one of you knew all of those sick, sadistic pieces of trash, they had some sort of idea. They knew. I just don't know what else to say. That they would burn these children. They took young teenage girls and staked them to a ground and burned them with magnifying glass just to hear them be tortured. A normal human, a normal everyday person cannot fully torture anything. Only something sick and demonic. Only Satan and his little goons. Disgusting. As I said before, this is nothing like I ever thought. And I'm so upset and I'm so angry. But I will not be helpless. We can't. And to all those survivors out there, I'm behind you 100%. And I'm sure anyone that's taken the time to watch this video or has read anything, and oh God, if they've seen the videos or the images, we are behind you. Because the courage that it took to come forward, these survivors, they endured. They had no one to go to. They bring it up. There's calls to law enforcement. There's calls to the FBI, and nothing's done. Why? Because they have a bunch of money. Well, wrap them up in that money and grab a lighter. Maybe some gasoline. I live in California, our gas prices are high, and I'll put up $500 for it. I'm so sick of this. I am angry, and everybody should be just as angry. All these children coming up missing, and over the years, walking into a store and seeing a missing child poster. Since I grew up in a time that we didn't really have the internet, it wasn't until I was almost an adult. And we see all these pictures, and the first thing that goes through our mind is, oh my God, I hope they find that baby. But now it makes you wonder, huh? Makes you wonder where that baby really went. To all the survivors, you guys are so strong. I don't think you actually realize the magnitude of the strength in you to come forward. And it's our job, people, to protect them, make sure that they are okay, because it doesn't take much for one of them to, unalive themselves. My rear, that's going to have to be proven, because I don't believe it. The whole system is sick and twisted and demonic. As I said before, this is a side of me I never wanted people to see. This is the side of me I've always tried to keep contained. The anger and the frustration. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry for what I'm saying. I'm sorry for the victims. I'm sorry for the survivors, and that's not even good enough. Because the ones that knew, that tried to tell, were just swept under the rug. When you go to law enforcement to protect you, and you have to get a lawyer to protect you from something like that, there's a problem. Our justice system in this world, sometimes I really truly believe it is just us, because there isn't any justice. I don't see it. I'm so disgusted. I've had many very close family members that were military, and some of them are already, they're no longer here because they're a lot older, or were, and they would have been so ashamed that this is the America they fought for. And some of my very close friends and family that are prior military, they're more ashamed than you'll realize, because we didn't know that this kind of horrible, sick, demonic stuff was happening. But in the Bible, it does tell us that the God of this world is the devil and his nasty, useless demons. Thank you for listening to my righteous rant. No matter what, my faith in God will never change. And I think it's more than appropriate to say, I will truly be praying for everyone. And if you made it this far, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening to me.